In this section, I'm going to talk a little bit about the general revision resources that we have available and what you can find on the school website, our preparation documents, and in particular Seneca Learning, which is a platform that we provide and buy into for students. So the first thing I'm going to mention is the school website. So on the school website, there's loads of information. The students page, revision page, that's where you'll find this information. So at the bottom of that page, there are lots of different bits. You can drop down menus, so revision technique videos about how to revise, including some really useful things about how to use some of the resources you've made, including, for example, revision cards, how to use those effectively and what to do with those. The revision website has got a web page for every single subject that we do at Fitzharris, and that website will show you lots of resources and videos, potentially links to everything that you need to revise that specific subject. The exam boards by subject are useful to make sure that you know and your child is revising for the right exam board. That's really important. Exam boards, say for each subject, are listed here, and that means that when you're on a revision website, you can make sure you're on the right section that you need to be on. There's a link to past papers there. Again, you can find all hundreds and hundreds of past papers on there for all different subjects. And there's some guidance from parents on some of the things you can do to support your child in revision and also in terms of their well-being as well. There's also at the very bottom of the page, there's this very important document. So there's 4 documents here. Year 10, there's one for the March mock exams. Year 11, they've done November mocks, they've done March mocks. And this is the final document, which is the Year 11 Summer 2024 exams preparation. So this is the final bits of information from subjects about what and how your child needs to revise. And the exam preparation document looks a bit like this. I've just snipped a couple of subjects out there. So for food preparation and nutrition, it explains firstly what the exam will be like. So it's a full exam, what it's going to be like, what you need for that exam. And then on the right hand side, it says where you can access past papers and some important things that you need to do. So where you can go to revise. Same for the one at the bottom there, you've got your French and Spanish. It explains what the papers will be, how the structure will be set up, and then for revision, these are the things you need to do. Speaking and vocabulary booklets that they have, Seneca, etc., etc. The aim of these is that you as a parent or a student know exactly what you need to do the very best possible. So if you're a parent watching this and trying to support your child, you know that if they say, I don't know how to revise for French, you say, well, actually, I do. You should have a vocabulary booklet from your teacher. You can go on Seneca, you can go on Caboodle, you can go on Memrise, and this is the AQA past papers that I can print some off for you, whatever it might be. So it empowers you as a parent to be able to know exactly what to do, and we are aiming to empower our students to not feel that they don't know what to do at any point. So for every subject, they should know exactly how to revise and not have a question mark about what they need to do to be successful. The last thing I was going to talk about in this section is something called Seneca Learning. So this is a website. You may have already had, or should have already had, an email asking if you wanted to sign up as a parent so you can see what your child is doing. All students at Fitzharris have access to this. Year 10 and 11 have access to Seneca Premium. So this provides them with more information and more courses that they can work on. So this one's obviously is my account, which looks a little bit different. But I've gone in as a student account, and it says there's past papers there that you can work on. There's recent courses that I've worked on, and you can add a course really easily. So you can go in and add a course as well. So this is my homepage. Unfortunately, no activity yet on my homepage. I haven't been studying enough, but you can go on and see their front page, and it shows you how much time they spent covering, the questions they've answered, the time they've spent learning. And this website's got information for and resources for every subject that they study. So it's really good to have one single source, as well as lots of other things that they use. This is one place that you can say you could always do something on Seneca. You can see there Fitzharris School is third for Oxfordshire in terms of the leaderboard and the time that they are using on it. So it is being taken up by students, which is really good to see, really positive. Choosing a course is really simple. So if for any reason they haven't got courses on there or they want to do more, so I've looked up biology here. There's some tick boxes down the side. You can choose the age group to be GCSE, you choose the subject, you choose the exam board. As I mentioned, that's all on the school website if you're not sure what exam board or they're not sure what exam board they are for each subject. And then you can also change the type of thing that you want there, and it gives you access to quite a few different things. So for example, there's some different past paper questions that will give you access to, different hyperlearning things, and there's lots of different resources on there that students go on to. They just click add course and they can work their way through the course. When they are working their way through a course, it looks a little bit like this. So they have a menu down the left hand side which says number 1 cell biology, and it shows them what they're doing, and they work their way. You can see the circles there are empty. They work their way until those circles are full and they complete it as they go. On the right hand side of the screen there's a little bit of an example just of what the information looks like. It tells you a bit of information and gets you to answer questions on that information. And you can choose the adaptive learning, which works out how you're doing essentially and adapts to your needs, and that's part of the premium package that we have paid for. So it should make sure that the learning, and the more that students do, the better it gets at knowing what they understand, what they don't understand, and it can increase the quality, I suppose, improve the quality of the questions it's asking students. So that's a little bit about Seneca Learning and about how students revise, some of our general revision guidance that we have at Fitzharris. Thank you for listening.